what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for joining me today. So as you guys can tell by the title, today's video I'm going to be sharing with you how I install my lace wigs. This wig is different than my other one. This one is a little more on the gray side, as you guys can see. It's definitely like still icy, but it definitely is gray and not like the icy kind of blonde. But this wig was originally a little bit longer and I did cut it. But I'm going to show you guys how I literally got this wig from out of the box to look like this on my head. It is installed with lace glue, but I will take you all along the way. So if you guys want to know how I install my lace wigs and my thoughts on this hair, then just keep on watching. I actually quickly want to start with my thoughts on the hair, just in case you guys just wanted to buy the hair and you didn't really care about how I install it. I 100% recommend this hair. This is a synthetic wig. This is from HEAHAIR, and the reason why I can give you guys such a strong opinion about it is because if you guys have been following me, you know that I just tried a synthetic wig from them, and it was similar, but it was like a more blonde. It was like an icy blonde wig, and I had that actually installed in my head for about 2 weeks. I installed it for like a week at a time. I would take it out, wash my natural hair, you know, just take the glue off, wash the glue off the edges of the wig, and then I would reinstall it and literally wear it for another week straight. So I feel like I can say that HEAHAIR is definitely an amazing company if you are trying to check out synthetic wigs and you're someone who's not really interested in human hair wigs, or if you are someone who has never tried wigs before. I definitely recommend them. I feel like they have very, very high quality wigs, and I think what really makes them stand out from the rest is, one, their natural hairlines. They literally give you the look of like human hair lace and wigs. The lace is not scratchy at all. It's like super soft lace. Also, the fact that their wigs are not shiny, like that is literally what sets them apart, because a lot of synthetic wigs are very soft to begin with. This hair is so soft, but a lot of them look so shiny. The lace is very hard and itchy. Some of them don't even give you ear-to-ear lace. They kind of just give you a little lace front or just a little parting, but you get ear-to-ear lace on these wigs, and they are under $100. I believe some of their wigs may be above, but for the most part a lot of them are like around $80, under $100, which I think is absolutely amazing. So I will have them linked down below, as well as all of their information on this specific wig. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started and share with you guys how I installed this wig and how I styled it to look like this. Opened up the wig, so that's why it wasn't in a bag, but the wig came in a plastic Ziploc bag and it had a hairnet wrapped around it, and then the wig also had tissue paper inside. Now, like I mentioned, this is an ear-to-ear lace wig, so there is lace all around the front of the hair. It does come with 3 combs, 2 on the side, 1 in the center, with adjustable straps in the back. And as I mentioned, this hair did come very long. It was so beautiful, and it came with these natural kind of big barrel kind of waves and curls in it, which I think is absolutely beautiful, and I just think it looks so nice. They also did include 2 free wig caps, which I thought was absolutely really generous of them. Now, to start, I do like to remove the combs. I do not like combs on my wigs. I had a bad experience a while back where some combs actually thinned out my hair and kind of like ripped it out, so I never use combs. So I just went ahead and I cut the combs out of the wig. And then I also went ahead and cut the lace, as you guys can see. I just go slowly around and I hold the hair by the lace, and I kind of just push the hair back and just cut slowly as close as I can to the hair without actually cutting away any hair. Definitely take your time when doing this and just be super careful. Also, I have like a little particular way that I like to adjust the adjustable straps, because it turns out that I actually have a small head when it comes to wigs, so I need the adjustable straps pretty tight, and sometimes when you just put them tight, it kind of just brings the wig in, but then it makes the back kind of just hang out. I don't know if I'm making sense in what I'm describing, but what I like to do is actually loop the adjustable straps through all of the little kind of sections where you can hook it. As you guys can see, it's kind of a tedious little process, but it makes all of the difference when you are putting on the wig. Now, what I love to do is I just first try on the wig and see what it looks like. As you guys can see, straight out the pack, the wig honestly looks really natural. Like, if you were someone who just wanted to wear this wig for a day, you definitely could just plop it on your head, and if you did want to use combs, you could do that, but if not, you could just literally plop it on your head, and if it fits snug enough, you're probably good to go, honestly. It has a very natural hairline just off the bat, which I really love. And as you guys can see, there is parting from ear to ear. So in the middle, you do have a little bit deeper parting than like on the sides when you get closer to the ear, because it kind of does gradiate and it gets a little thinner. But I just love that anyway, just because you can part the hair however you want along the hairline, and you can kind of play around with it without seeing tracks along the hairline, which I really appreciate. So just to let you guys know, underneath I did have my hair in a wig cap. I have my hair braided back in just like simple kind of cornrows or like French braids, because they're honestly not even that tight. And I do moisturize my scalp before I install my wigs. Now also, it is important that your forehead where you are going to apply the lace glue is very clean. So I do take some alcohol and put it around where the lace is going to be applied, but I do obviously moisturize like my hair and my actual like scalp. So what you're going to need is some B&B lace glue, as you guys can see. Also a rat tail comb helps. Also you do need a scarf. So what I like to do is I like to put the hair half up, half down. Now with this glue, you are going to apply 2 layers. So what I like to do is apply the glue in the middle of my forehead first, because that's where I like to install the wig first, and then I go down one side and then I go back and I put the glue on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and do 1 layer, and again, I do not recommend putting this glue on your hair at all. They don't recommend doing it. I put it on my forehead, very close to my hairline. Honestly, some of the areas I'm not even that close, because I don't want to put this on my hair and damage or like risk it pulling out. So the first layer, I just kind of do a thin layer as a base. This is what they recommend you doing on the box, and I guess this is just because it dries kind of really quickly. So yeah, I do 1 layer and I just let it dry. I kind of fan it out, and then I go ahead, and the second time I like to take a little bit more glue. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am taking a little bit more glue, putting it in the bottle a little longer and trying to pick up a little more. And I'm just putting it exactly the same way that I did the first time. Once the glue is all in place, I like to take the wig from the center, and I just take it with my hands. I just hold on, and I like to set it really tight and snug on the center of my forehead, and I kind of wiggle it back and forth to really let the glue set into the lace. And then I just slowly start to apply it down the side, following the same method in the way that I applied the glue. So I do that side first, and then I do the other side. Now while you're doing this, you may notice that you need to go ahead and add some more glue. I just go ahead and add it in. You'll see some areas where the lace was still sticking up, and I guess I didn't put glue in that area on my forehead, so I just go ahead and add a little bit more glue in. And then I just take my scarf and I put it around the hairline, and I leave it for about 5 to 10 minutes. I believe that I don't know if they even said you have to leave it that long, but I like to leave it for as long as possible just to let it really set in. Now something I also noticed with these wigs, again I realized I guess I have a little bit of a smaller head, is that the lace right near my ears is actually a little bit too long, that it kind of comes over my ear. So after leaving the scarf on for about 5 minutes, I decided to remove the scarf, and I went in and I just readjusted my half up, half down ponytail, and I actually just went ahead and just cut around my ear so that the lace in the wig fits around my head more properly, and then I put the scarf back on my head. This is something, again, that just helps it fit more secure and comfortably on your head. So if you have to do this, don't be afraid to cut the lace. Just make sure you kind of part a really nice part and try to cut really closely so you're not cutting the actual hair and you don't create shedding or anything like that. And then I decided that I was actually going to cut the hair, and I figured why not just do it while I was waiting for the scarf to like lay my hairline. So I went ahead and started at the bottom, and I just cut. And if you guys notice the way that I'm doing it, it probably looks like I'm just being really messy, but what I'm actually doing is not cutting straight across, because I don't really like it to look super blunt. I'm actually kind of using the scissors as like a razor, and I'm kind of moving up and down in the area where I want the length, so that it kind of allows the ends to look more natural and not be so blunt. It allows it to kind of be the same length but have some pieces that are shorter and longer, which allows the ends to come to like this natural kind of thin appearance. So I just went ahead and did that. I started with like the bottom sections, and if you kind of just cut your hair to the front how I'm doing, again, I'm no cosmetologist, guys. This is all at your own risk. This is just what I do. You guys have been asking me to do this for a while, but I found out that when you cut your hair to the front and you cut it straight across even to the front, when you bring it to the back, you get kind of like that nice gradient, like a V kind of haircut in shape, which I really like. Again, I feel like it just looks a lot more natural and not so blunt and harsh, especially with these waves. I think it looks beautiful. So I went ahead and just did that to one side and did it to the other. And don't worry about the hair that's up in the ponytail, I just go ahead and do that after. So once I did all that, I remove my scarf and then I take down the hair on top. And as you can see, these are the hairs that lay in the front of my face anyway, so I like to create kind of some natural, like, slight layers in these areas just to frame my face a little better. So again, I'm taking the scissors kind of like a razor. I'm starting higher up and I'm just gradually working my way down, which kind of allows like shorter kind of pieces, and it just allows the hair to frame your face a little bit nicer. Now when I get to my right side, but I'm pretty sure you guys are going to see this on the left side, to do this effect, because I'm right-handed, I actually take the hair and I twist it once so that it ends up being, I don't really know how to explain it, but you guys will see it ends up falling correctly just because I am right-handed and it's just easier for me to cut that way. These are all tips that I've seen from watching hair videos, hair tutorials, and things like that. So again, no cosmetologist. I learned all my stuff from YouTube and other videos, and it's all just from trial and error. So again, try all of these things at your own risk and do your own research when doing this. But yeah, so as you guys can see, I'm literally so in love with the haircut. I think it looks so cute. So the last step, I do take this hair and I pull it back into a half up, half down kind of like ponytail again. And this is because I just need to add in some baby hairs. So what I like to do is just kind of use my rat tail comb to pull out little thin sections of like hair around the perimeter, and then I'll go ahead and take some scissors and I cut these down. This is just to create some baby hairs to make it look a lot more natural. I mean, the hairline is already pretty natural, but that's just what I like to do. And then I go ahead and take a toothbrush that I use for my baby hairs all the time, and I originally started by taking my Eco Styler gel, and sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't because it's not very strong. So I realized when doing this, I had to put so much product and so much gel, and it still wasn't really holding just because it's smooth and this is a synthetic hair. So I don't know, I realized that it wasn't really working, so I ended up taking my Got To Be Glued hair gel, and I ended up using this instead, and it worked out a lot better. So I just apply it to the baby hairs. I'm using my toothbrush to kind of shape it how I want, and then I went ahead and put a scarf around this just one last time to set everything in place. And this actually works out better because now the baby hairs will kind of honestly just be set. I won't have to redo them every day, because with the other wig I was using the Eco Styler gel, but I was having to like redo my baby hairs every single day because the gel is just kind of like a lighter gel. So that is how I got the hair to look like this. I do think this hair is safe to put heat on, and I do think that what I'm gonna do is kind of take a flat iron right here just to kind of like pull the hair so that it falls a little bit better. But I am taking my fingers like this and pulling the hair forward so that it does fall a little bit nicer here, and I feel like that's helping a little bit. But I absolutely love this wig. I'm like more obsessed with this one than I am with the last one. I don't know, I feel like the gray just fits my aesthetic so well. You guys know I love black, white, and gray, and I just love the waves on this one. The other wig had waves, but they were like lower down, so when I cut the hair, the waves kind of fell out. But I love these like natural waves in the hair. I think it's so pretty, and I'm just so obsessed with it.